It was a lot of running around, a lot of guys flying around as usual on that first day out. For myself, I just want to keep progressing. I want to see how much progress I've made throughout this offseason alone, so that's why I'm excited to be back out here.
What's the next step for you? I mean, what level can you reach this year?
Just chasing perfection. As a safety, it's not easy, especially being in a position where you're the last line of defense. But just chasing that where it's like my counterparts can depend on me all the time.
Dino referred to you as the new Kendall Coleman, kind of steady, rock solid, well-spoken guy. I guess that's got to be a pretty good comparison.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Kendall was a guy I looked up to right when I came in. He always spoke to me. He always told me what he expected out of me, especially running with the one. So I take that as a good compliment.
What kind of research or looking into the 3-3-5 have you done, and kind of what has it been like? Sort of getting accustomed to Tony White and what this new defense is going to be.
Yeah, the 3-3-5, I was familiar with it just watching like schools like in the Big 12, and a lot of the schools run it, so that's where I was familiar with it. So I understand that it protects the pass as well as it protects the run if you play it right. So that's the type of respect I have for the defense.
What was it like to see Arnett hired and then go, and then to see Tony hired? Can you walk me through like what the players texting? How did you guys experience that?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. It's obviously how college football goes. Not every school experiences it, but every now and then it happens, and it happened to us. And it was interesting. We all met him, and then it was like he was gone. So we were excited for the 3-3-5, and then we got it back. So at the end of the day, we're all happy.
How long was it between when you realized you would still be running the 3-3-5, and what was the reaction like? Were you guys like happy to run it and then uncertain, or
Yeah, we were certain that Coach Baber was going to bring somebody else in with the 3-3-5. So there was a time period where we all wondered what we were going to be running again, what positions we were going to be playing, and then we found out.
Do you think you're going to play the run more?
As a safety? In my position, I think I might end up in a lot of positions where I'll have to make a lot of tackles each game, just because I'm lining up, closer to the boundary where I'm kind of in the box just from 12 yards.
Did you hit your numbers this year, weight room wise?
Like bench and squat type
Bench, squat.
Yeah. Bench, I ended up hitting 315 for 2 or 3 reps. Squat towards like 480. So
You clean?
Yeah. Clean like 285 for 3.
You posted that picture maybe a week or so ago. I wonder what kind of reactions you got.
Yeah,
A
lot of people tried to tell me it was Photoshop. That was kind of disrespectful. but I was in the middle of a lift, so I was feeling good, and our photographer caught me. So.
You've had him for a short period of time here, but what's Coach White kind of been like with you guys? What kind of personalities he bring to this defense that you've noticed so far with him?
Definitely a lot of experience. You could tell he knows what he wants and he knows what it's supposed to look like, and so I respect it a lot. And he has a good opinion, just talking about everything, talking about life. I could definitely relate to him.
Coach kind of stressed that a lot of guys were today on day one sort of listening and taking in a lot of that new, sort of direction, I guess, with the 2 new corners. You guys kind of talk about just sort of the new direction and also trying to bounce back from what last year was. You guys talk about that as a team kind of coming into this?
Yeah, the biggest thing is leadership. Like me personally, I've been trying to take that role where it's like just develop more discipline on this team, just not even on the coach's side, on the player side, where we do more stuff together, talk more, and just understand what it takes to really win. It's more than just on the field stuff, it's off the field too.
Is there a chip on this team's shoulders from this offseason? Obviously, you guys were disappointed in the way the season ended last year. Coming into this spring, is there a sense of urgency, a chip right away? I know it's only been one practice, but you've had an offseason working together.
Yeah, definitely. So, all the upperclassmen are trying to put pressure on the young guys, where we need them. It's not really much of an old team compared to last year. So, all the guys are getting stress put on them.
Seems like especially in the secondary it's going to happen. So we just get the pre-spring depth chart, so I saw Smurf was in there and Neil mixing in. Right. What do you see from those two guys, and as someone who started day one in the spring and they've had a year, what do you try and tell them to help them come along?
That it's hard, what I'm saying? It's not easy. It's going to take a lot of learning, a lot of mistakes, and so I'm there for them in that aspect. So I get to communicate with them on the field, let them know that they need to communicate more or just show more effort.
What have you tried to do, like to be a leader in a new system is kind of interesting, right? Because you've, in theory, been learning these calls in the last few weeks. Can you take me through that process, and how do you get to a point of mastery where you can be a teacher?
Yeah, I kind of treat it like, I don't treat it like it's a whole new system. I treat it like it's just new installs, or it's like we're just learning new plays. So I'm still in a position where I'm a safety, so it's not like a whole new switch for me. Right. So I get to just learn just as usual, and I feel like I pick the stuff up fast, so I get the opportunity to teach other guys.
Is it more memorizing just terminology than actions and techniques?
No, I would say it's more actions and techniques
It is?
than
Okay.
just terms. I mean, obviously you have new play calls, but that's just a play call.
Yeah.
So the techniques are just maybe we didn't play them as much in the old defense, but you played them before for the most part.
Thanks.
Andre, a lot of people are expecting you to go to the NFL after this year. How do you approach your junior season?
My junior season is just another season for me, just to get better. Honestly, I want to win. That's what's on my plate right now. I just want to bring this team to a level where we'll be remembered as a 2020 Syracuse football team. And so right now that's what we're working on.
Last question for Andre.
Curious what you've seen from Mikal. I know a lot of the older guys last year were really impressed with kind of his work ethic and how studious he was, but working with him through the off season, what do you kind of take from him?
Right. We went to school together at RMG, so
Yeah.
I was familiar with him from there. That's why I hosted him on his official, brought him here, and I'm glad he's here just because he knows what it takes at RMG. There's a lot of things that we learned earlier, and you could tell he picked up on that same way I did when we came in. So he's starting to carry that over. He's starting to look like an upperclassman.
Thanks, Andre.
Thanks, Andre.